do you think
I
is going to happen with either
cannot
one?
tell you whose album I'm more excited to hear. 2 Chainz' last trap album or the Pharrell Kanye produced Pusha T album. I really don't know which one I'm more excited to hear. I am surprised that I'm more excited for both of those than Donda 2. But that's where we are. So with the Pusha T album, we did get some snippets. What I heard so far is dope. So I have high expectations for Push, and I don't expect him to fall short. I don't expect him to give us a whole lot of filler. I don't expect him to give us a whole bunch of bullshit that ain't supposed to be on the album just to fill up space. I think he's going to come in strong, 10 to 12 songs, get in, get out, and give you some classic heat. And just give you some classic heat, because with those hands in charge of it, I can't imagine that it would be anything else. 2 Chainz, if this is going to be a send-off to a certain version of him, then I expect this to be his final form. It should be best version of Trap 2 Chainz that we've gotten. That's a high bar, because we still got Pretty Girls Love Trap Music, and that right now to me is 2 Chainz at his peak. Right? If he's able to surpass that, he's cemented himself all time for me. 2 Chainz is above reproach. He can never be disrespected or left out of conversations as one of the greats. If he doesn't, and then he switches his style, I think that has something to say about what he'll be later on in his career. Like, you've seen a lot of rappers come up on a legendary track, but then go out with a whisper, i.e. Snoop, i.e. Ice Cube, Ice-T. Those guys come up on legend shit, even LL Cool J to a certain degree. Those guys come up on legendary rises, but then they go off soft like Bambi. You know what I mean? They end up fading.
LL Cool J had They Call Me Big LA.
Big. Okay, all right, fine. We'll leave LL out of that. But Cube and Snoop for sure. Even though Snoop is still making decent music, he's more of a feature artist now than he is able to make his own albums. But still, not what they were. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
You see a guy with a career trajectory like that, and you expect to see him finish John Lennon, motherfucking Elton John, Michael Jackson, Stevie Wonder, that kind of finish. So that's where we're at right now with 2 Chainz. Where do you end up? You end up being in the Pantheon, or do you end up being one of the forgotten? We'll see.
With 2 Chainz' discography, we've got what? Boats 2, and then what? Collard Grove, that was supposed to be the Lil Wayne.
We're counting the mixtapes, so then.
Oh, yeah, I was just counting the actual studio albums.
True Religion.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot.
There's too many mixtapes.
There's too many. Yeah, he got a lot.
The mixtapes, like he usually comes out with a mixtape in between albums, so I can't even think about all those. But
he's got enough right now that I think he gives us one more classic album and then doesn't like shit the bed, like Wayne level shit the bed, to carry itself out. You know what I mean? I think we're looking at Chainz ending up an elder statesman in the game.
I think that's my question, though. I think the last big album, like you said, was Pretty Girls Like Trap Music, and then
you didn't like
it was the last
not
one,
not Rapper Go to the League. What was the one after that?
So Help Me God.
So Help Me God.
It was So Help Me God. I did. It was a return to kind of what he tried to do with Pretty Girls Like Trap Music, but I think the peak is still Pretty Girls Like Trap Music.
Peak is absolutely. Pretty Girls Love Trap Music is the peak, absolutely.
Do you think he gets close to that?
That's like his graduation. I would say, So Help Me God is like his graduation. If
Pretty Girls Like Trap Music is graduation.
Pretty Girls Like Trap Music is his college dropout. That is peak.
Yeah, but that's the debut album. That's how I look at it.
Most people see Kanye's peak as being College Dropout for some reason. That's where they go. Like, oh man, I love College Dropout.
Or My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy.
That's top 2. Is I personally love Late Registration is my favorite. Then Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Graduation, College Dropout, Jesus. I like 808s. I think 808s did a lot for niggas today that they still don't like to acknowledge. Everybody like to talk about Drake like he was the one that made it cool to start singing over rap. But anyways, yeah, that's it. That's it for me. So if I'm looking at that for 2 Chainz, Pretty Girls Love Trap Music is probably the late registration for me. And then the number one, yeah. And then So Help Me God is kind of like Graduation. It's somewhere in the middle.
Okay. So where do you think
if he puts up another late registration? Oh, he's a legend. He's a legend.
Okay.
He's a legend. He's a legend.
Okay. Final question is, where do you think Pusha T is going to land? Do you think he tops Daytona, or do you think he gets closer but doesn't? Okay.
Yeah. No, I think he smokes Daytona. I think he smokes Daytona. Because first of all, Daytona was 7 tracks. It was a knock, but it was fire. I think he has a little more to say on this album. Plus, there are 2 Omega level hands on this album. And I don't think either one of them men were going to be involved with this process and feel like they got cheated out of a piece of it. Okay. So I think that they both put their equal work into it. So that says to me that there's going to be a bigger project. Not too much bigger. I'm still only expecting around 12 tracks. At the most, 15. If it's anything north of 15, we got a problem.
I think it'll probably be around 10, closer to 10.
I'm thinking 12 is the sweet spot. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting from King Push. Yeah.
Well, looks like we're going to have a big February with the hopefully 3 albums that come out. Mm-hmm. At least hopefully we get 2 of them. So we shall see.
So give us your thoughts and comments on these albums below. We got Donda 2, we got Pusha T, we got 2 Chainz. What do you think, and what's your anticipation level? Tell us below.
And make sure you check out our album reviews playlist. Go back and see all the albums that we reviewed in the past. And then make sure you subscribe, because I know for sure we're definitely about to review all 3 of these albums when they come out. So make sure you subscribe.